There we go, we're live.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting edition of Top Hat Chat Live with me, the Top Hat Gaming Man, and my co-hosts, Mr. Street and Mr. Orb. And tonight we are going to be talking about the cancellation of Metroid Prime 4 for the Nintendo Switch and how exactly we feel as consumers of electronics about this situation. So, over to you.
I suppose... Okay, bit of context. I had no idea that this was even a thing until literally about 7 minutes ago.
I like that because it means you're not a complete geek who spends all day on the internet. So, well done you.
No, it blew my mind that they'd essentially Final Fantasy VII'd this game.
Yes.
It just doesn't make sense.
As in, when we say a cancellation, it's being cancelled on the basis that Nintendo wasn't happy with the development progression of the game and who was working on it. So it's been in development for a while now, and apparently it's been completely axed, and they're starting again from the ground up. And Retro Studios have been put in charge of the process, who actually developed the first 3 Metroid Prime games. So it's pretty peculiar. Development was given to a different team anyway. So
I didn't even clock that actually when I knew about Metroid Prime 4. I didn't realise it was coming from developers that hadn't made the first 3.
yes, so that's
it wouldn't even come into my comprehension that they would have changed it all.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
It's a very strange thing to do. Why would they do that?
I guess they just weren't happy at all with how the project was coming across.
So they weren't happy with Metroids 1 to 3, so they went to a new developer to develop 4, and then weren't happy with that, so went, well, the ones that made 1 to 3 weren't that bad.
Well,
Bring 'em
you
back.
have an exact real-life analogue of that with the current goings-on of Monaco Football Club, who
Yeah.
were going back. They had a very successful manager up until the start of this season, and then the team got down towards the bottom of the table, so they sacked him, brought in Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry did awfully, so awfully, that they're now in the relegation zone, and he's been sacked, and they brought back the manager that they sacked and replaced with Henry.
Didn't it happen with Jose Mourinho at Chelsea at one point as well?
There was a longer time period. This has all happened in some months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a cool little real life, well, both real life, but it's an analog for it in sports.
Comparisons. Yes, we like those sort of things on this channel.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that if any of us 3 were making a Metroid Prime 4, and we were in charge of kind of the creative, it's hard to screw up.
I think so. You just put the people in charge who was in charge of the last few games, bearing in mind on how successful the Metroid Prime trilogy was,
But
and how much people have been screeching for a full entry.
But even if you were making the game and you were working for the developers, is what I'm saying. If it was any of us, you'd go, right. So we've got to make Metroid Prime 4. What we want to do is we want to make it as close to the original, but with a new story and better graphics. That's what you want to do. Like, how could they have screwed that up that badly that they literally went, nope, no more game, delete everything you've got?
Let's be honest, this sort of thing goes on all the time. Like The Force Awakens with J.J. Abrams. That was pretty popular, wasn't it? And then they put some other idiot in charge and they made the next film, The Last Jedi, and everyone hated it. So now they put J.J. Abrams back in charge to make episode 9. So this thing seems to go on quite a lot, really.
Yeah. Oops, we fudged up.
Let's go back to what worked. They say you should never go backwards, but that doesn't necessarily seem true.
People ignore that all the time.
Yeah.
They always look to recapture that lightning in a bottle.
Or another example, they made that horrible reboot of Ghostbusters, didn't they?
When you said horrible reboot, and it took you 4 seconds to say the film, I was like, it's going to say Ghostbusters, isn't it?
Exactly.
Horrible reboot, Ghostbusters.
So now they're making a third Ghostbusters film, aren't they, in line with the original 2 to try and fix it. So these backward steps are quite common all over the place, whether it be sport, film, gaming, it seems to work.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog started making 2D ones again because the 3D ones are so bad. So going backwards sometimes works.
That's a good thing. Hopefully, they're going to get it right. I mean, I can't see that they're going to get it wrong now, but what's the delayed date, the estimated date for the new release? Bearing in mind that this game was supposed to come out this year.
2023!
Jesus.
The thing what I find amusing is I would make the assumption that Nintendo might not even be making consoles anymore by 2023. That's a long time off.
That's
it could be
another
on.
4
It could
years.
end up on like a streaming service or something rather than even a games console. It's
You
so
never
far
know,
off.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that we can take from this is the fact that the chances are, because the developer has pumped so much time into getting what would have been Metroid Prime 4 ready, it's just going to give us an extra release on the Switch. An extra exclusive. They're going to release the game regardless. They'll just reskin it, I would assume. I would hope. That's what they used to do with previous games.
Oh,
yeah,
what do you
they
mean?
used to do, but I don't think that's really too. Like, I think that maybe sort of die out. The last couple of games I can think about that sort of developed in that manner was like Devil May Cry and things like that, and that was what sort
Ninja
of
Bread
early to
Man.
mid 2000s.
They could use this broken bad Metroid and they just could have Metroid Prime 4, the Nintendo 3DS version.
Well, it wouldn't be Metroid Prime; it would be Metroid Value.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
could be on the 3DS, the new 3DS, which you can actually now you can go to Poundland and rent for £2.50 a week.
Can you?
Yes,
That's ridiculous. But that's not a pound.
That's insane.
I know. That's pretty insane, isn't it? Really.
Why don't we do that?
What, we should hire one from Poundland and see.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What quality it comes in and.
With regards to this Metroid Prime 4, though, I don't care that it's been delayed. I actually don't give a crap. The game might be better quality in the future, but I don't like Metroid Prime.
Yeah,
I don't like Metroid full stop.
I'm not like a Metroid Prime fan because I've never really played them or given them the attention that they deserved, really. I really like the soundtrack from Super Metroid. But Metroid games in general aren't really my bag, so the fact that it's been delayed like 4 years or whatever is
Yeah, it's not a massive deal
Aye.
for me. Although I liked Metroid Prime, the first one. Really, really enjoyed that. Didn't play the second or third one for reasons, but never really liked the original Metroid games. So I was quite interested by 4 to see if it was like what I liked of 1. But I don't know.
Metroid Prime is just a 3D version of the other Metroid games, which is a good thing, really. That is generally what you'd want when you bring a game to the 3D realm. But I don't like the Metroid games in general anyway, like even Super Metroid. And I have put a lot of time into those games and tried really hard to like them because they're so critically acclaimed. And even though I've really tried, they just don't float my boat. Like a platformer where you have to play through the same bits over and over again and look for little nooks and crannies, which it's just irritating. I find the experience irritating.
Yeah, it's never really appealed to me. Like, it's not that it just seems a bit too intimidating. Metroid Prime to me. I mean, Super Metroid, the original, and I think because I had that sort of intimidation, like I wouldn't really know what I was doing, and I always found like fanboys of Metroid were like really into it and sort of almost a bit ridiculey when you was like, I don't really know what I'm doing, and so by the time Super Metroid Prime even come out on the GameCube, I just completely lost all interest in ever pursuing
something
it.
that's always put me off Metroid is one of the mechanics in Super Metroid is just completely broken. The double jump mechanic, wall jump mechanic, it's a lot like the snake mechanic in Diddy's Conquest, only much worse and even harder to use.
Ugh.
I don't remember it being a particular pain in the bum.
What, the wall jump?
Yeah.
You have to do a Super Metroid Prime. Super Metroid Prime, that's not even a game. You have to do a Super Metroid stream some point soon and we can just play it and I'll be able to go through it point by point about why I don't like the game. That'd be jolly and fun, won't it?
We'll love all those hours.
Just pointing out just a few things. Somebody put that they've missed a few weeks is what he's wearing normal now. Well, to be fair, I think I've worn this T-shirt on stream before. Have you worn that one?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
yes,
normal.
100%.
Also, I know it's TopHatStreet just thought it was funny, so somebody actually thought you were funny, which is nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I thought I'd point that out as well. And Jamie says, never played the Metroid Prime, but loved the 2D ones. Essentially,
It's the same.
Metroid Prime is the same, just in a 3D world. So actually, they've translated very, very well.
Yeah.
So yeah, just going through those for a little while. Yeah, so Line Secret, Metroid, jolly and fun. I think it's very jolly, it's very dark, isn't it?
It is very dark from what I remember of it.
Maybe that's one of the reasons I've never really got on with it very well, because I don't really find enjoyment out of dark, gritty games. It's quite an early form of that. Like one of the things I've always moaned about modern gaming is it's too tries too hard to be edgy and a bit bloody. And,
you don't really like first-person shooters either.
No,
and
so
that's
the
essentially
fact that,
what
and
that
the
is.
fact that Prime is in first person, that's very off-putting as well.
Yeah.
But
So-
do you like Portal?
That's a game I've always intended to try, but I've not got around to it yet.
I really want to do Portal. I love Portal.
We could do a future Portal stream because again, it's something I've always wanted to try. Never got round to it.
We've got the orange box.
I got both of them.
But Portal 2 is the one I want to do.
Portal
got
2 is the
both of
better
them.
one, but Portal 1 is definitely the entry level into the game, and it's got the better cake.
Yeah, true.
Where is everybody tonight anyway in chat? I thought people love Metroid Prime 4
No,
or Metroid Prime in general.
no, people are just like, meh, Metroid.
Yeah.
I don't remember anyone going, God, when is the next Metroid game coming out?
Because we're not American, that's why.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem.
We're always, when's the next Streets of Rage game coming out? That's what
True.
we're like in this country. Or when is the next...
Donkey Kong Country out.
when's the next Tekken coming out? Or Ridge Racer?
When is the next Tekken coming out?
they're past their glory days, or...
No, they're not. Well, I haven't played the new ones, but I stopped playing because I bought Tekken Tag Tournament 2, right?
Yeah.
And me and a friend of mine who is a massive Tekken fan was like, right, we are going to absolutely blaze this. We're going to unlock everything in one go. Let's go and do this. Everything's already unlocked from the start.
Oof.
There's no characters to unlock.
That's depressing.
So it's the
pretty
complete
sure.
opposite of my issues with Super Smash Brothers, where you
Yeah.
have to unlock everything.
Yeah.
You only start with one character.
Yeah, this is it. It's the complete opposite of that.
Yeah. At least you don't have to start with Kirby. Ugh.
Yeah, that's true. But it completely put me off the series. I haven't played one since.
Yeah, no, I can really imagine.
Because I was like, if you're going to gift me every fighter, that's like outrageous.
Steam Machine says Tekken series peaked at 3.
Three.
I've not
Tag
played
tournament.
past 3, if I'm honest.
Three's,
where I
three is very, very good. 2's my favourite.
2, 3 are fantastic.
But that's for nostalgia, not for any reason. The fact that I think it's genuinely a better game. Tag Tournament.
The best overall game, like as in gameplay.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. I think that's when I think it peaked at Tag Tournament. To be completely honest,
Keep on point, because we are meant to be talking about Metroid
we are
during
unfortunately.
this video, because that's the thumbnail people have clicked to join us about. We've not talked about the gender politics around Metroid games yet, have we? the gender politics.
Well, there was a
Had a
reason. for
female
that.
lead in the 1980s. How progressive is that?
That is very, very.
It is. Did people actually know that it was a female lead in the 80s?
Yeah, there was.
Apparently, females didn't play games in the 80s, according to websites like BuzzFeed and that. Games weren't made accessible to that gender,
Well, they're not.
apparently.
Now you have to show your ID and your birth certificate to buy the games and the consoles because if you weren't a male, they wouldn't sell them to you.
Apparently.
Yeah.
BuzzFeed. That's what
So
they
it was
say.
all the males buying the Barbie games
Yep.
and stuff.
Yeah.
at that time. Not that there's anything wrong if they did want to buy it. It's just
Well, they'd buy My Little Pony games, wouldn't they? All the
Yeah.
bronies would be buying them.
bronies would be on that.
We've really gone off topic, but I'm enjoying it.
Here's an important point as well with regards to the whole Metroid thing.
Go on.
What if Metroid was a girl?
What? Do you mean Metroid?
As in like the alien thing.
Yes.
It could be.
It could be. We don't know. Mother Brain, I assume, is a.
So it's, yeah, female.
That's a mother, so it's an all-female game.
It is. We don't know the gender of Metroid.
Do they
Let me
have
see.
genders?
Did you just assume it's gender?
I
Or did
did.
I assume it's
I
gender?
think we all did.
Does that mean that we're horrible people?
I guess so. I did a list in my Twitter profile yesterday.
Of
as
horrible people?
That I'm a toxic male.
Toxic male.
Yes. Yeah.
That is a way of describing you.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
often mean and corrosive. So
Yes.
And you cause environmental hazards wherever you go.
What's
Well.
next? How do we move forward from here?
Well, there's nowhere to go. We've said everything that you need to say about Metroid, really.
we've not really talked about, if we're talking about Metroid, the word Metroidvania.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty influential in that sense. Like that and Castlevania having sharing a lot of gameplay tropes and styles. I mean it's very popular style, and I guess we'll always see games coming out in the Metroidvania genre. But
Does
does it need to
Castlevania?
be Metroid or Castlevania?
Castlevania though, they even though the games have the same map layout where you have to backtrack, blah blah blah. Apart from that, they don't cross over that much with Metroid because Metroid's about going backwards and forwards, getting power ups to progress.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, just off the top of my head, I don't recall the Castlevania games being like that. I remember you have to defeat bosses and stuff to unlock certain areas, but I don't remember getting
Is that
power-ups so
not
much
that
in
its own way of doing
Castlevania.
that?
Possibly.
Symphony of the Night would be very similar, I guess, in that sense.
But that wouldn't make a lot of sense because you really, really like Castlevania games and really
because
dislike
they're-
Metroid
yeah,
games.
I do.
And bearing in mind there is
'Cause
such
they're not the same.
there is such a crossover. Bearing in mind that they have their own genre named after both of them, would make it think that they were very, very similar. But you hate one, and love the other. Well, not hate, but you have a dislike for one.
The Metroidvania games, I wouldn't say I love them. I love Castlevania, but the only Metroidvania Castlevania game I've made the effort to play through so far is Symphony of the Night. And there's more than that. There's about 6 or 7 made in that ilk. Is that a word?
Ilk.
Cool. Yeah, games of that ilk, yeah.
Good.
I'm glad that we have an English literature student here. Well, not student, graduate here to make sure that that's an appropriate word.
Good. Also, I've discussed before that people, those maze games, they call them Metroidvania, as if Metroid and Castlevania invented like the maze format, but it was around years before those games. For example, Jet Set Willy, a British bedroom programmer, was making those maze-style games with Manic Miner and Jet Set Willy, and they're older than Metroid, so why do we not call them Manic Miner-style games?
And Bandersnatch.
What's that?
It's the game from the Black Mirror film that they did on Netflix.
Oh, I don't know much
Choose
about
Your Own
popular
Adventure
culture.
one, and it's all about an 80s bedroom programmer who programs for the Spectrum, and he makes a game called Bandersnatch, and it's like a maze
So that
game.
I guess that was kind of based on the Manic Miner thing that when he invented.
It was like a first-person maze game, you know.
Oh, first person, like 3D Monster Maze. Sort
Yeah,
of thing.
kind of like that.
Okay.
It's cool though. But yeah, you would actually love that. It's pure 80s British gaming nostalgia. The whole thing.
Oh, check it out.
And it's a choose your own adventure. So you pick, like, you make the decisions that the character does. That's what it's all about.
You have to borrow my Netflix account because you won't pay out for that.
So why do you think we call them Metroidvania games and not Minor Willy games?
Because the name isn't quite as catchy, is it?
No, my Minor Willy games kind of
let's make
sounds
a Minor
like...
Willy game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't want to do that.
Metroidvania sounds cool.
Metroidvania does sound cool, and also the people that created those kind of stupid words are all Americans.
Better than Super Castle.
Metroidvania is kind of like a Brexit style word, isn't it?
Yeah,
a little
it's
bit,
portmanteau.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like
Like
Americans,
Solitude as well. That's another portmanteau. Everyone loves Solitude, don't they?
No, they don't. But in all seriousness, like Americans are generally ones that come up with those stupid words because they're too lazy to say both the words. So they just kind of amalgamate both the words and turn it into one word, and then
such as, because I can think of Tex-Mex at the moment.
yeah, Tex-Mex is a big one. But I'm just thinking Americans are lazy and they do that sort of
But
thing.
Brexit has been the biggest portmanteau
That's
of
true.
ever.
But that's kind of a.
But then again, we're kind of doing more.
There?
We're kind of doing a lot more of the Americanisms now because of American culture coming over and raping our British culture.
Even the words website, they were 2 words originally.
Were they?
Yeah, we say it as 1 word now, but if you go back about 10 years, website were 2 different words.
10 years.
I think it was that. That might be an exaggeration, maybe a bit longer ago than that, but it was website with 2 words.
Yeah.
Because I know this for a fact as well, because I've watched a recent video about. It was an anecdote about someone who was on forums many years ago pretending they was from the future. And now it's possible to debunk that they wasn't really from the future unless it was an alternative universe because he was calling websites spelt as 2 separate words.
Rich.
And that's not what we do now, so he was lying.
Rich, can you credit your source, please?
What?
Can you credit your source?
Fair use.
Okay, all right.
But no, actually I will credit it because it's a fantastic channel and I find his videos thoroughly engaging. So WAG. Watch the channel WAG, Tales from the Internet. Fantastic content.
WANG.
Yes.
Yes, there we go. Well done. So I think we've covered that, and also we're not going to get in trouble.
No.
Yeah, we try not to get in trouble here at Top Hat Chat.
What are the Metroid games like on the Super Game Boy Advance? Game Boy Advance.
Why do we just keep making up console names?
Because I like making
Super
up.
Game Boy Advance. It's not. It's the Game Boy Advance, but it's super to us because we love it.
Okay, yes,
No,
we
I
do
like
to
making
do
up
that.
console names. They sound better than the original.
To be fair, Super Game Boy Advance does sound good.
I mean,
That's
And
what
it's
I should have called the DS.
and
tell
to be
me the
fair-
Apple Martin isn't the most
And-
advanced computer of all time.
The Apple Martin is definitely the most advanced computer of all time, but that's because it's in your head.
No, the gameplay is astounding. You've seen it. Everyone remembers the Apple Martin.
I prefer Metroid Fusion on the Game Boy Advance to Super Metroid.
Yeah.
Because it's not got the horrible wall thingy. So it's
Does it not? Did they just
better.
change it?
I think so, or made it work better, but I've completed that one, so it must be better.
Is there another handheld one?
There's Metroid Zero Mission as well, which is pretty much gave the original Metroid game for the NES the Mario All-Stars treatment, and they just souped it up.
Oh, nice.
Map and everything, so if you want to play that game, you play the Game Boy Advance version. There's also Metroid 2, which came out on the original Game Boy, which I never particularly liked. I had it since I was a child, because it's all black and white and the whole game looks the same.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
So, but they've recently remade it on the 3DS, so there's a new version. But again, I don't like the art style because it's got that pseudo 3D sort of look to it, like new Super Mario Brothers, and any game that looks like that looks awful, in my opinion. Although there's a fan version of that game as well, a remake what's kind of made in a Game Boy Advance graphical style. So if you're going to play Metroid 2, play the fan version of the game, because that's the best version, surprisingly, not either of the versions by Nintendo themselves.
And where can you get that?
Online. That's as far as I can.
Broad spectrum, wonderful. That's what we like.
Yes.
Why don't we take this opportunity then? We're coming, towards the end of this.
This broadcast, YouTube stream.
Yeah, the YouTube stream, not the pre-stream.
No, we don't do that anymore.
It's the YouTube stream.
Why don't we discuss what we're going to be playing tonight at twitch.tv/TopHatChats?
Yes, speaking of games that have been given the All-Star treatment, tonight we are going to be playing Super Mario All-Stars.
Yeah, and we're going to be playing it on the Wii because I didn't even realise that there was a port of All-Stars for the Wii. And that made me quite excited to see it, I suppose.
Novels playing it on the Wii instead of a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, so I'm quite excited about that. And we're not completely sure what game we're going to play yet. It could be Mario Bros. 3, could be any of the games on there, to be honest.
We haven't 100% decided.
We haven't 100% decided.
But that's the intrigue. It's kind of like if you was going to come over to one of our streams to see a mystery box opening, which maybe we could have some more of those tonight.
Could we?
We could do.
We have mystery boxes.
I could prepare some mystery boxes.
To be fair, you still owe me a Christmas present.
I do. I tell you what, in between these streams, I will quickly, whilst you two have a smoke, I'll wrap you up a present each.
Oh, that's really nice.
Thank you.
It's fine.
Is it going to be a real present?
Yes, it will. You can keep them, both.
If it's terrible, I'm going to be annoyed.
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. It'll be entertaining nonetheless.
We may even drop a straw poll into the chat and they can decide which one of the Marios that we start off with.
We've been through this. This is not a democracy.
This is Democracy Manifest.
Exactly.
Thing is, people don't like it when democracy manifests, especially anymore.
Yes, it's true.
I tell from the internet.
So we won't bother.
No. Because when we actually do stuff like that, people get quite annoyed. And then we get annoyed. Because people always pick the stupid option. That's why Donald Trump's in power. That's why Brexit's happening. Like, people always pick the stupid option.
Because you want to see what will happen.
Exactly.
That's it at the end of the day. It's like politics. It's now crack television. That's what it's essentially.
It's pretty much
about.
The Simpsons got it right. Would you like this wonderful speedboat, or would you like what's in this mixed mystery box?
Yeah, mystery box every
Mystery
time,
box.
and I will always go for the
Wait,
mystery
hold
box.
on. That specific episode was a Family Guy episode, the one that I'm thinking of.
Mystery
Simpsons?
boxes are everywhere.
The Simpsons did it as well. Simpsons did it first. They always do.
They did.
Anyway, yeah, so that's what we're going over to do right now. If you're watching this retrospectively, which means that we leave this up and people can watch it, and they generally do, actually, which is very, very nice. So thank you for all of that support. Yeah, you would have missed our stream, probably, but you can still come over and find us at twitch.tv/TopHatChat. Give us a follow. We go live every week, and we might even do random surprise streams every so often.
Yes.
So if you haven't got an account, make one. If you have got an account, follow us, and yeah, get alerts, because we go live.
And if you... oh, sorry. I just crashed a little bit there.
That's fine.
I genuinely forgot what I'm going to say, so I just have to close it there.
You weren't about to plug Patreon, were you?
No, I don't remember what I was going to plug. I was going to plug something. And
Do you want to plug something?
I don't. You know where to find us on Twitter. All our handles are in the description below, and you can find us there. But also, if you go and check us out on twitch.tv, they're also written across the screen. So
yeah, easy peasy. Yeah, and if you're watching this and you're not actually a subscriber of ours at the moment, then subscribe to us on YouTube. We release videos, well, one a week minimum, plus a live stream.
It's youtube.com/TopHatChat, is that right?
Something like that. I think it's /C. It doesn't matter. We're here.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cheerio.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. And again, sorry, I was...
Cheerio.